something else I wanted to say, because people are convinced this is marijuana despite how I say otherwise, because apparently my word isn't good enough. Nor is the fact that any proof, because look, why would I make a video series if I was busy being a pothead? I think I'd be snickering and laughing and having a good old time. And like I said, it's expensive. That's the main reason why I don't do it. But I do admit that I am pro marijuana for other people. I don't smoke it because it's expensive, but if people want to smoke pot, that's their free choice to do. Why are people arguing with me as if I'm going to deny it? Do I deny anything else I do or don't do? I know my rights. I know the law. You would have to prove that I actually possess the things in order for it to be illegal. You can just see a puff of smoke, and that could be anything. So, what I wanted to say here is that hookah is not expensive. It's an inexpensive hobby. The tobacco costs maybe $10 for a bunch of them. You can get like a sample pack of 5, or you can get a big tub of it, but I would not recommend that in case it sucks and then you're stuck with it. I've done that before. And the most expensive part really is just the accumulation of everything at once, the coals and the tobacco, and it adds up, but you only need to do it like once in a while. My supply will last me for a solid 6 months, and it costs maybe $30. That's not very bad. I could get that. I could look for that kind of money. I could look on the street for cash that fell on the floor and find that. I'm not saying it'll always be that way. God knows they love regulating the shit out of tobacco, and I'm not for that either. I'm for people having their personal choices when it comes to what they put in their bodies. Whether it's toxic or not, whether it's unhealthy or not, I personally don't believe that. I personally believe that, and I have scientific evidence to back me up on this, that tobacco is actually really good for you. Maybe cigarettes are not good for you because of all the other shit they have in them, but tobacco is mentally and physically good for you. Perhaps you shouldn't smoke it all day long, but in general, tobacco is no worse for you than meat. And are people going to stop eating meat? So, I don't know what you guys are trying to say here. I don't know what you're trying to get at by railing against me for having my tobacco hobby. I like it. Well, why can't I like things? Why? Because I'm a communist? I can't enjoy things? I can't enjoy smoke? I can't enjoy a drink? I can't enjoy life? If anything, I think you're upset because I do find enjoyment in the small things in life, and it doesn't require a lot of money. I'm not a rich person, but, I find enjoyment where I can, and, if I had more money, I would be doing things, but I don't have that kind of money, and there's no point in me saving every little dollar I come across for years and years to try to get something done. If I manage to get a steady income, yeah, then I'll start working on the things I want to work on. But right now, I'm just going to worry about keeping my sanity and, getting my outlet out there, projecting myself, fending off my stresses through smoking and video making. That's what gets me through the day. And who are you to tell me I can't do that? Then again, you're the hypocritical lot that acts like you're libertarians and anarcho-capitalists, but meanwhile you want to fucking ban me and censor me and treat me like shit. I have nothing against anybody until they do something to me. Every person that I have had bitter resentment toward and said I wish death upon them, I wish death upon their families, has done something to me personally. They have committed an act of violence against me, and I have every right to hate them and every right to have ill content toward them. That is the basic human response. That's the basic animal response. If you are a living creature, you have a sense of self-preservation and want to defend yourself against predators. If not, you are food. Only food doesn't defend itself. You notice all the animals that are most likely to be food are the least likely to defend themselves. I do not reward people for laying there waiting to die. That's why I don't care about people eating meat. I think it's cruel the way they stuff chickens in these tight little cages and make them wallow in their own feces. That's terrible. But I don't feel sorry for the chickens, because what are the chickens going to do about it? Jack shit, that's what. What are the pigs going to do about it? What are the cows going to do about it? Nothing. They deserve to be food. They're weak, they're docile, they're submissive, and they love to be controlled, much like many of you do. That's why I always say, when the revolution comes, you will not be spared. It's not because we're mean. It's not because we're dictatorial. It's not because we're authoritarian or hypocrites. It's because that's the way you are. That's your nature. Your nature is to sit there and bitch and, rail against people trying to actually commit to some positive change, but you don't want to do anything yourself. You want to just sit there and wallow in your own filth and talk about other people. Fuck you. So that's what I'm saying here. I would be glad to team up with the tokers and the hemp people to get shit done. I don't personally find that as my main priority. I dislike the fact there's so many regulations on smoking. I dislike the fact that no one can smoke marijuana even though it's harmless. But it isn't my main concern. My main concern is the video game industry and how corrupt it is and how it's a multi-billion-dollar institution that nobody's paying attention to and can screw over its consumers without any sort of repercussions. It busts all sorts of antitrust laws. That's where I choose to spend my time. And if you don't agree with that, too bad. If you don't agree with it, there are many other avenues from which you can go cling to and go obsess over. I'm not telling you to obsess over my shit, but I am telling you that you do not have a right to stop me from doing what my purpose in life is. It is not your right to tell me what I can say on the internet. It is not your right to tell me where I can be on the internet. If I choose to make YouTube videos, I shall make YouTube videos. If I choose to be on 4chan, I will be on 4chan. I don't give a fuck what the moderators say. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. You're gonna try to ban me? Fuck you. If I ever see you, I will punch you square in the throat. Because you're a piece of shit. You're a tyrant. You're a bully. You're a terrorist. You're all kinds of words and more. And all I ask out of you is to leave me the fuck alone. I'm not asking you to be my friend. I'm not asking you to fight my battles for me. But I'm offering myself to other people that if you want to get together and organize to do something about the video game industry, that's where my main concern is, and I will be first in line to help you do that. But I am not going to stand here and let you treat me like garbage and tell me what to do like you own me. You don't own me. You're not my massa. Nobody is. So if I choose to be on any website, including the one you think you own, I will be on that website, whether you want me to or not. And that's exactly what I told Steve on 4chan. He can ban all the IP addresses he wants to, but if I want to post there, I'm gonna fucking post there. And I will do everything I can within the law to make me have the protection to post there, and I can wipe my ass with what he says, so I can wipe my ass with his rules. He gets away with it right now because nobody cares. But when we start getting organized and doing shit about it, or when the laws start to change and it starts to affect him, there ain't gonna be dick he can do about it. And then he's gonna cry and whine and talk about Jim Prophet's a hypocrite, and I don't give a shit, because the fact is I'll be posting there and he'll have to deal with it. That's all that matters, is getting shit done. Nothing you say matters. All that matters is the facts. All that matters is what is and what isn't. If something isn't the way you want it to be, then try to change it, or patiently wait for it to change itself. And if something is the way you want it, then try to preserve that. That's all you need to worry about. You don't need to worry about what the naysayers say. The naysayers don't give a fuck about you. I know Light Yagami 121 and Richard the Rapist Bueller and shit don't give a fuck about me. All they had to do was leave me alone to do my thing, and they couldn't even do that. So they are worthless. They are less than the animal, because I just expressed why the animal is in the position it's in. And even a fucking cow or a pig or anything else we eat doesn't try to antagonize me. Which is pretty sad that these barbaric, low intelligence beasts are morally superior than the likes of some people. And guess what? We kill them and we eat them. So what does that say about the criminal lot that, we call our equals and act like they have rights? Fuck them. Fuck their so-called rights. So, that's all I have to say.